Parents in Hartley, Iowa are demanding change for an issue they say puts young children at risk. KTIV's Kaylee Doms with more tonight on how Hartley Melvin Sanborn students are navigating daily traffic to and from school and what officials are saying about their safety.
I want people to know that, they're not alone in their fear of this situation.
Students who attend Hartley Melvin Sanborn Community Schools in Hartley, Iowa, have to cross U.S. Highway 18 to get to school every day. With no traffic lights, stop signs, or crossing guards, students who walk to school have nothing protecting them.
One of them is going to, get hit by a vehicle, and, it could be a fatality.
Parents have brought their concerns to the school board, who say this is an Iowa Department of Transportation matter.
I was informed, this is a U.S. highway, they have to work with the DOT, but, I was dismissed at that school board meeting, which is when I took further actions.
After months of concerns being voiced and nothing being done, parents created a petition to try to get safety measures on Highway 18 installed.
Really, it was just driving for a change to get some sort of safety measure installed, so that way we could protect the children of this community.
While the speed limit by the school is technically 25 miles per hour, many parents in the community say cars are still speeding, and it shouldn't have to take having a child getting hit by a car or even worse for there to be real change. The HMS superintendent declined to do an interview, but said in part, quote, "Student safety continues to be a priority." The city of Hartley declined to leave a comment. The Iowa State Patrol declined to do an interview and said in part, quote, "The State Patrol is going to take a step back and not weigh in on this matter." The Hartley Police Department declined to do an interview and said in part, quote, "Currently the police department is present enforcing the speed limits in the morning and afternoon in the school zone, as our schedule allows." The Iowa Department of Transportation declined to leave a comment regarding why there hasn't been a crossing guard, but did say in part, quote, "The city requested a traffic engineering assistance program study to be conducted by the DOT. It was completed in the summer of 2024. Improvements identified in the study have been discussed, and steps are being taken by the city and the school." However, it has been over a year since that study concluded, and young children are still facing a dangerous journey across U.S. Highway 18 every day. None of the organizations provided a timeline for when changes could be expected. In Hartley, Iowa, Kaylee Doms, KTIV News 4.
The Iowa DOT says as of now, the safest option is for students to use the painted crosswalk at North 6th Avenue West. Now, if you are interested in learning more about the petition, it's inside this story right now on KTIV.com.